So the World Economic Forum, and the reason we're here in sunny, cold Davos is really the fact that, the emerging markets, which I have the pleasure of running for the company, many of the leaders from those countries attend this particular event. And, it was originally set up, World Economic Forum was originally set up to see how the government leaders and the industry leaders on a global community could actually put their heads together to come up with ways in which we could make the world a better place to live in, work in, and play in, if you like. This year is a particularly interesting year for us because it's all about collaboration through innovation, and of course there's no better company than Cisco to be talking about how we use our technology to innovate and then to collaborate as we move into Web 2.0, Cisco 3.0. This is about how we use the technology to collaborate around the world and to make the economies more productive. Now, it's interesting that we're here at this time when the number one conversation at the World Economic Forum is around what's happening in North America and the subprime issues in the financial community and how that's now pulling the stock markets down. And the interesting question is if you've got a lot of business in emerging markets versus the developed world, does that build any kind of protection against the situation that's going on right now? And I think the answer is that we see, of course, with our investment early in emerging markets, is that we're getting a lot of balance in our portfolio around the world, both in the emerging markets versus the developed world. And perhaps our vision as a company to step into this area 2.5 years ago is really making a difference for us right now. So John was on CNN this morning, and he was asked how he saw things, and of course we're at the end of our quarter and we couldn't talk much about that, but he did talk about 3 to 5 years out and what the expectations were going to be, particularly in the emerging markets, as a contribution to the company. And he said that he didn't see any change from his original intent, which is that emerging markets will probably grow 2 to 3 times faster than the rest of the business and be 30 to 50% of the growth of the company, which we're almost at that point right now. So I guess the financial issue will be one that will come through, and we'll carry on the strategy in terms of emerging markets and how we can meet with the leaders of those emerging markets here at WEF will prevail, and really helps us to drive right at the top of countries an agenda which will enable them to transform their countries through using the network. And that's why I'm here. And just today, for example, I've met the Prime Minister of Hungary, the President of Azerbaijan, the President of Colombia. Yesterday we met the Prime Minister of Albania, and we've had great meetings, and these governments really want to work with us to drive the prospects of their country forward in a world that's changing. So the interesting point is that originally WEF was set up by the developed world leaders to help the emerging world leaders. And the interesting thing is now, as we go through this financial transition, is the emerging markets with the huge sovereign funds are actually looking as if they may be able to balance the world from the emerging markets back into the developed markets, which are struggling a little bit at this point. So it's kind of interesting. The thing that's constant, though, is the need for collaboration between the emerging country businesses and leaders and the developed world of government and business leaders. And that's what this event is all about, because globalization doesn't mean the same thing everywhere. It means that everybody has the same opportunities, and it's how quickly they take advantage of those opportunities which defines whether they have competitive advantage in their sovereign state over another. And then the thing that I really find valuable and really rewarding as a human being on this planet is then seeing how countries are working together for regional and for continental and in some cases global unity to ensure the place is a better place to live in. And if all WEF ever achieves is the ability to have that conversation by which then hundreds and thousands of projects are kicked off around the world, then that's time well spent by everybody who attends this event every year.